Did you know approximately 9% of people who try marijuana become addicted to it, compared to 15% who try cocaine and about 24% who try heroin? The biggest speculation on marijuana is it being considered an addictive substance. Many compare it to hard drugs such as meth and heroin. Many of you now, the audience, have your own stance on whether marijuana should be legalized, either recreationally or medically. But for now, sit back and listen to what will be presented before you. Marijuana, in the recent century, has continued to raise red flags all across the United States and even the world, for reasons that don't pertain to the plant. Many accuse the plant of being an addictive, mind-altering substance that can cause many problems. But in all reality, it has a number of benefits, including being a pain reliever, help with anxiety, and many more. People also refer to marijuana as being a gateway drug, but most users never try once more after their first time using it. Marijuana should be legal in the United States, specifically for recreational use, because it could provoke the public if they get it revoked from them. The legalization of recreational marijuana has a number of reasons to back it up. For starters, it will cost taxpayers more to get rid of it rather than letting it be. It also has the effect of relieving any type of pain or stress. And lastly, it creates job opportunities.
Legalizing marijuana will benefit the states and the federal government by reducing the cost and creating more job opportunities. According to Thomas L. Sahadi in his journal, International Journal of Strategic Decision Sciences, of the $48.7 billion spent by the state and federal government, $13.8 billion of that was spent on only marijuana enforcement. That would mean 28.33% of our government's money is being spent on marijuana enforcement instead of schools, roads, and state businesses. Legalizing marijuana would reduce state expenses by $10.4 billion and the federal government expenses by $3.4 billion, making that 28% turn into a 0%. The United States government is spending too much money on enforcements. By legalizing marijuana, money will be greatly saved and moved towards better, more important issues. Even states that have legalized it are seeing positive monetary effects. In November 2012, Colorado reported a $247,368,473 tax revenue from the marijuana sales, according to Zoe Chevalier, staff writer for the U.S. News, in her article, Recreational Marijuana, a Business Boon for States. The U.S. News staff writer also noted that marijuana in Massachusetts predicted a $63 million tax revenue. The money from marijuana sales could be used towards bettering the communities in the United States. According to the Colorado Department of Revenue, $40 million from the marijuana tax was given to the Marijuana Cash Fund program to be put towards the construction of public schools and to be given to the state's public school funds. This is such a beneficial part of the legalization of marijuana because there is not enough money being given to the states to benefit their schools. School is such a major part in the world that we live in today because school decides the future of America's youth. With more money going to the public school funds, school boards can better their systems and acquire new innovations to help improve the learning of children. It is just as beneficial for adults as it is students in today's society. Colorado's Governor John Hickenlooper's office said that in July there were 40,334 active occupational licenses for the industry, and in 2017 there was a 32% occupational license renewal rate. According to Zoe, the staff writer for U.S. News, there are more jobs in the marijuana market than there are in the coal industry. Legalizing marijuana will benefit the states and the federal government economically. In 2018, 6,684,000 people in the United States were unemployed. There were over 325 million people living in the United States at that time. For this purpose, we are going to round the population in 2018 to 325 million people. Out of those 325 million people, more than 6 million people were unemployed and did not have jobs. In 2019, 5,855,000 people are unemployed. The legal marijuana industry has opened up 122,814 full-time jobs, according to Ab Hanna, in the Green Rush Daily article, How Many Jobs Has the Legal Cannabis Market Created? The number of jobs are only from 33 states and the District of Columbia legalizing marijuana. Could you imagine that number if all 50 states legalized it? Hannah had a picture in the article showing that Colorado alone had created 23,407 jobs because of the legal marijuana market. With more job opportunities and people filling these positions, the market benefits. According to McConnell, Brew, Flynn, Macroeconomics, when the economy is working at its almost full employment rate, the economy's total dollar value of the goods and services increases and helps the businesses and people working for them. The consumption rate increases due to having more money to spend, and in return, businesses have to make more to meet the demands. This process plays a major role in the economy. The pros are starting to outweigh the cons at this point. Marijuana should be legalized because the market creates jobs and proves to be cost effective.
Medical marijuana can help people get through a lot of pain. This type of marijuana is a plant-based medicine from the Cannabis sativa or Cannabis indica species. According to an article titled Medical Marijuana, Medical Cannabis by Erica Oberg, states that medical marijuana can be used in many ways such as pain, nausea, muscle spasms, autism, and many others. This type of drug can minimize the pain of cancer and make it bearable to be yourself. According to an article titled What is Cancer by the National Cancer Institute, states that cancer is the name given to a collection of related diseases. Cancer is a big deal and can be very painful. If I had cancer, I would want drugs that help me get through the pain. Cancer patients go through a lot with chemotherapy, surgeries, and pain. Who wouldn't want something extra to help them get through it? Medical marijuana can help people get through their medical problems and live a normal life. Without this, there would be more people looking towards recreational marijuana, which is not legal in many states in the United States. Medical marijuana is not just used to help cancer patients. According to a journal titled Recent Advances in Cannabinoid Research by R. McCallum, states that medical marijuana is used for ameliorating the symptoms of multiple sclerosis against pain and a variety of other diseases. Sclerosis is a stiffening of a structure which is usually caused by replacement of the normal organic specific tissue with connective tissue. I do not know about you, but this sounds painful and hard to go through. Who wouldn't want help with that from medical marijuana? Yes, there are better ways to help yourself get through pain. This right here is most likely the fastest and best way out there. I'm not saying that I think that every person that is sick should be using medical marijuana, just the ones that absolutely need it. Another disease that medical marijuana can help with is epilepsy. According to a document titled 23 Health Benefits of Marijuana by Jennifer Welsh and Kevin Loria, states that cannabinoids, like the active ingredients in marijuana, THC, control seizures by binding to the brain cells responsible for controlling excitability and regulating relaxation, telling us that marijuana helps get rid of epileptic seizures for periods of time. These are just a few diseases that medical marijuana can help with, but there are so many more. Medical marijuana is not just used for sickness. It has many uses. According to an article titled Medicinal and Recreational Marijuana Used by Patient Infected with HIV by Fuller, Arneson, Milson, Walmsley, and Mendayan, states that overall, the most commonly reported reason for medical marijuana use was appetite stimulation or weight gain, telling us that most medical marijuana users only use it to make them lose weight. This is a great benefit for those people who do not get time to work out or just simply lazy. It can also benefit those who have trouble working out. For example, some people out there in the world do not have the strength or ability to work out. Having medical marijuana will help people to work out. This can also help others like how they look. What I mean by this is that by having this certain type of marijuana in your life, in a way, you can love yourself more. When you like how you look, you love yourself and everyone else around you. In a way, medical marijuana can make people have better personalities. It is crazy to think about it this way, but it is true. A question that is not asked very often is that if people are embarrassed to smoke marijuana in front of others. According to a book titled Smokescreen, America's Drug Policy and Medical Marijuana by J. Ryan Conboy, states that marijuana has been used to ease the symptoms of ailments for thousands of years and has been accepted as a means of treatment in the United States since the mid 19th century, meaning that smoking this drug has been accepted into society for a long time now. For one, no one should be embarrassed to smoke it out in public. I can see how this flaw can make people not want to use medical marijuana. They do not want to be judged or made fun of by others. With knowing this information, it should make people be okay with wanting to make themselves feel better and look better. Even if you are only using it for medical purposes, it should not make you be embarrassed to help yourself get through the tough times in your life. I get that in today's society, people judge others and act as if they know what is best for everyone else around them. But we cannot live like that. People have to stand up and do what they want, even if it is smoking marijuana to make them skinnier. By knowing that not only doctors, but also other people out there in the world accept medical marijuana can help them become who they want to be and look any way that they want to look. Therefore, medical marijuana can help many people get through the things that trouble them in their lives. Marijuana should be legal in the United States.
Alright, my section will be over the negative connotations and how we can fix that. Also, don't mind the outfit, I just got done with work. Ultimately, the connotations we hear about marijuana seem to be pretty negative. There are way more positive than negative when it comes to marijuana and its benefits. Marijuana is legal in some states and is being debated in others. I believe if we provided the positives of marijuana to the public, the idea wouldn't seem so bad. With mental illnesses such as anxiety, schizophrenia, addiction, and depression, marijuana has significant pharmacological benefits. The time that has been put into marijuana is insane. The research, that is. And extremely beneficial, actually. The research that is being done, though, is not yet getting out to the public and therefore providing people with a negative connotation. From a study that was done in June in 2017, more than 58.1% of people stated that medical marijuana helped them relax and control their emotional responses. Medical marijuana seems to be more friendly to those who are unsure of the substance. For example, people who are going through cancer research and or anxiety or depression, they tend to be way more open to the use of recreational marijuana because they know how it can help other people. And some people are not able to get a prescription for medical marijuana because of their background. There are immense benefits to medical marijuana as well as recreational. The substance itself decreases the pain of MS as well as lowering epileptic seizures. People who already use medical and or recreational marijuana have reported crazy success of lowering pain and symptoms of certain disorders. Some of these disorders include PTSD, tremors from Parkinson's disease, chronic pain, and muscle spasms. When considering the health benefits of marijuana, we often keep looking back towards the negatives. Of course, there are negatives to every side, but in this case, the positives outweigh the negatives by far. In this day and age, substances are becoming more apparent and easy to recognize. Marijuana being one of those drugs that people get in trouble for most. Between 2001 and 2010, 88% of arrests were marijuana related. As of now, some states have legalized it and the crime rates have gone down significantly. Especially in South Dakota, marijuana is becoming an issue, as well of course as methamphetamine and the opioid issue is coming back as well. Marijuana seems to be a gateway drug to many people, although it is now becoming a way more safer drug than methamphetamines, cocaine, opioids, and I believe that is another reason why we should legalize it. The substance marijuana seems to always have a negative reputation. Our group has come to the conclusion that that needs to change. Marijuana has shown significant health benefits, it lowers the crime rate, and is less addictive than alcohol and or nicotine. Nicotine is obviously also becoming another huge issue within the United States and is now affecting many teenagers as well as the use of marijuana. Medical aspects of marijuana include relieving nausea and vomiting of chemotherapy patients, helping with epilepsy. It reduces migraines and headaches, which affect more than 80% of the population, can reduce the effects of osteoarthritis by preventing the breakdown of tissue, and can help patients who have hypertension lower their blood pressure, and etc. When you look at the positives alongside the negatives, you can not only see what is wrong with the substance, but how it does help many others. Substances such as marijuana can also help with sleep disorders, as well as dementia and Alzheimer's. Abuse of this substance is highly unlikely because it doesn't cause addictive properties as intense of other substances such as methamphetamines or opioids. Of course, the studies have a long way to go and the research could definitely use some fine-tuning. Marijuana, along the way, is a substance that should be legalized.
In the end, the legalization of recreational marijuana should not be a bunch of hair pulling. Endless hours of research and testing have proved that it's nothing but a harmless plant. No one should be persecuted for smoking marijuana when alcohol, one of the leading causes of death in America, is legal. Any excruciating pain pertaining to patients who are either recovering from surgery or feeling the effects from cancer will soon be a thing of the past. But first, we must simply legalize it. Remember, marijuana has been proven throughout history to be God's medicine provided for us, the people, to use freely. Marijuana should be legal in the United States, specifically for recreational use because it could provoke the public if they get it revoked from them. Today, I covered the basis of the positive side of legalizing marijuana, which included creating jobs, costing more to get rid of rather than letting it be, and last but not least, relieving any type of pain or stress. Future generations will thank us tremendously, but only if we unite as a country and focus on issues that could drastically affect the United States, because a plant is not one of them.